What's up? All of my, they all start with, we're creatures of habits. Yes, we are. Happy New Year! Doo-doo-doo. Happy New Year! Yay! It's New Year. I'm gonna sit here by myself saying Happy New Year. There's Peggy. Happy New Year, Peggy. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna plow forward because most people watch it in the replay anyway. So I try not to get too attached. I have a trying a microphone, so let me know if, well, you'll let me know if you can't hear me. That's such a stupid thing to say. But for those of you that ever do these, that's always the first thing that you want to say. Can you hear me? So just like that. I'm not alone. Becky and I are here. We're ready to start the new year. We're ready. Right? Right? She says with confidence. So we have a lot to cover today. We do. And I have a handout. Shocker. Hi, Doug. Can you share it, please? Do we? No. Thank you for answering my question. Do we? That sounded French almost. I'm learning French. Hi, Anson. Wow, out the gate. I like it. He's like, we're not messing around. I got a question. How important are character names? You know, I actually have some opinions on that. Peggy is raring to go, chomping at the bit. Love it. I believe the character names are pretty important, actually, and that, as always, we can count on Peggy to be raring to go, that is. I actually do think character names are important in terms of, you know, people put things on names in a lot of ways, and now names also can mean certain ethnicities, and then it can also, the thing though that I find that is the hardest, this is going to sound kind of weird maybe, but when you're reading a lot of scripts, names that are similar in one, you know, if you have a character named Carla and a character named Kara, it can really confuse people because they're reading so quickly. And that's the thing that we always really want to try to get across. Our readers are racing through this stuff. So the more you can make distinct names, unless the point is that it's not a distinct name. If that's, you know, you're trying to have a very generic name. Happy New Year. Hi, Sydney. I think it can make a difference. Does that make sense? So if you want me to clarify more on that, I think a character name is very much part of who they are. Your name is very much part of who you are, whether you choose to go with an initial, whether you choose to have, you know, a pen name, like, and I'm totally dating myself here, but many of my friends, make sure to scroll. Hi, Nancy. Hi from, yay, Canada. My boy goes back. I only have one more day. Or more than one character with the same name. Yeah, that's not a good idea. I didn't even like go that far with it because yeah, don't do that for sure. Unless that's the point. But you know, I was going to say I was dating myself, but women would often use names that could be male or female, Gail, Dana, you know, on purpose as writers so that it wouldn't be clear for sure that they were female. That's how bad it was. I'm glad to say that's not the case anymore. But there could be something to that. You know, your name really does mean a lot. And so I think just like in life, it should reflect that, if that makes sense. Let me know, Anson, if you know, it is important though. And it is something to give thought to. It's like anything in building a character. It's part of who they are. So use it wisely. And it's fun. I have a tendency, just for kicks, I will name characters after people I know, just, you know, especially in plays. And then, because then they just get a kick out of seeing their name, but I never do it unless it would also fit the character. So I just think it's kind of a fun thing. And then I used to read for an agent named Jack Scagnetti, and he was, he's still around, I'm pretty sure, but he was Tarantino's, I don't know if he was ever his agent, but Tarantino, I don't know if he does it anymore, but in his early movies, he always had Jack Scagnetti as a name of one of his characters. Of course, Jack loved that, thought that was great. Jack was the one with the story. We're gonna now, we just use, oh, that's fine. First, yeah, no, that doesn't matter. You don't need to have their full name. That's most, you know, some people are very formal that way, but that doesn't matter at all, whether it's, unless you're making a point that they go by Thurston Howell III, you know, like, I mean, that's a really good look at actually the professor. Like, does he even have a name? Like, that's a really good, the skipper. Some of them are by their jobs. That's actually, and then Gilligan. Like, what a, now that's become, because of Breaking Bad, that's become kind of a cool name. But yeah, that's a really good example of names for sure. But yeah, definitely the more that you can get them very distinct, the easier it is to read. Just keep in mind that people are reading really fast. So that's, I mean, it's as simple as that, really. That kind of clarity completely makes sense. Yay. I didn't know if it was frowned upon not to give characters last names. No, doesn't matter. Not that I've never seen that. Hi, Marvin. Nice to see you. No, I don't think it matters in terms of, unless there's a reason for it. Just like anything, there's, when you're writing, if there's a reason for it, include it. Otherwise, make it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. No, sorry, I'm not calling you stupid. Don't call me stupid. We just watched Fish Called Wanda, just so politically incorrect these days, but still hilarious. No relation, not that one, to my own name. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I have a friend named Kathy Bates. So anywho, yeah, not that one. So today actually you should have your planner. Y'all should have your planner because it's time to plan 2019. And so we thought we'd just kind of throw another thing on top of that. And also, I'm actually, before we do that, no problem. I love it when people have questions. Yay, keeps me focused. Counting on you. Some names do have their own, Biff and Skippy and Chip, those tend to be a certain kind of name. They do sometimes carry with them certain subtexts. We had someone that asked a question, the KISS method, exactly, Deanna. Hello. That's all I was saying by keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, Neo from the next, yeah, he is the one. And that's also new too. We had someone that asked a question and then sent it via email, and I wanted to address that. And I'm actually not going to say their name just in case they don't want people to know the situation. So if they're not logged on right now, but if they come on and they want to say who they are, then we'll do that. But otherwise, this is directly to them, but it was good for everyone. If someone asks a question offline that I think is good for everyone, I will address it within the group. And this was a good one. They basically, here's the scenario. Here's the backstory. Here's the pitch. Crack myself up. Yeah, I haven't matured. It's the new year. You think I'd mature. Anyway, he basically has, okay, so here's the deal. This is how I understand it. I hope I have it right. And, I was going to try to keep it, I was going to try and keep it really vague, but I think I just gave the gender away. But maybe not, so I will from now on. An acronym, we love acronyms, absolutely love it. Tony Robbins is the king of acronyms. I wonder sometimes of his personal life. He's like, can someone hand me the, and he's got an acronym for his dinner. Sorry. Okay. Oh no, she's off. It is overrated. I'm with you on that one. Anywho, so I hope I understand this question correctly, but basically this person had an opportunity or a meeting or somehow met someone very powerful in Hollywood, apparently like big time, what I'm understanding is like big old producer, like, I don't know who, didn't say who, but someone major. So, and from also what I understand, I'm hoping this is the case, and I'll expand on this, but this person said to the gatekeeper, which is you guys, I love that. We love our gatekeepers. But they said to the gatekeeper, somehow it came about, you may pitch me a project. And it is not unusual, and Doug can attest to this, you meant anagram. No, it's instead of KISS. Anyway, yeah, Tony's awesome. Okay, so sometimes people that are very powerful in Hollywood or work in the movies or whatever, for their general friends and family, and Doug, can you remember who it was that did this? They have a one-shot deal. All my friends and family may pitch one project to me, so they're not constantly, because they are, even when they say that, constantly being bombarded. And just, I was just talking to someone recently where they were talking about how this working actor who you would know, he's in a lot of movies, and the neighbor was like, hey, can you come, sing at my kid's birthday party? Hey, can you come sing at this? Hey, and I was like, I am not your monkey on a chain. Like, it was just like, just like as though you're my neighbor, so that means that I have full, you can come perform for me for free for all of my friends and family, because, and they weren't even really friends. So, people can take advantage of that. So, and people pitch, you'll see as readers, the minute you say you're a reader, they'll say, oh, I have an idea for a screenplay. And then they'll spend the next 10 minutes telling you all about their idea. Proctoring exams instead. Wow, that's quite the vocabulary of our screen reader. He's got the greatest vocabulary. It's okay. You're not missing it. I'm confused. Oh, you're going to miss the next one? Because you're here saying that you're missing it. What? Huh? I'm so confused. First look. So a lot of, people that work in Hollywood would say you get a one shot. So I don't know if that's the scenario here, but for some reason, this big time producer has said to one of our fellow gatekeepers, you may pitch to me. And from my understanding in how they ask their question is that they don't personally have a project. So they're thinking, this is my big opportunity to work with this big producer. I don't have a screenplay myself. So should I just work a project up? Should I just come up with some ideas? Like he or she was asking, what should I do? Should I reach out to Writers Guild? Should I come up with a writer? Like, and should I come up with basically a project to pitch? So, I think that's what he means too. That's what you mean, right, Chachi? You're going to miss later. It's all about getting stuff done. You'll be missing it because you'll be getting stuff done. Don't want to write a movie or go to the movies? That's a common question in my household. So he's wondering, what should I do? And where, if I do find a project, how do I go about this? And would it be possible within that too? Should I put a pitch together and should I do a breakdown with it? Should I tell them we need to help all these actors get jobs? Like, all these ideas. So my response to that in general, if this happens to you where you happen to meet someone, friend of a friend, whatever, you meet someone who is potentially a door opener. The first thing, actually, it's kind of funny. Keep it simple, stupid. It goes back to that thing. While I appreciate that he's or she is thinking, I want to help all these people, wait till that's later. If you get the project going, then you can start opening doors for friends and family, whoever. And there's a big slippery slope with that too. And also when you see some people judge actors for the roles they play, sometimes those actors are doing those roles as a favor to someone. That's very common. So don't be too harsh on actors that do movies where you're like, what the heck were they thinking? Sometimes it was like, I was thinking that my buddy really wanted to get their movie made. So I said, okay, very, very common. So, it's a way we help each other. So that all comes later. If you get an opportunity to work with someone, you can slowly open doors for them. So just take that right off the table to start with. So most producers are very used to people having their own passion project or their screenplay or their thing, and they're constantly, like even me as a reader and consultant, my dentist, constantly all around, if people know that's what you do, that you're involved in any way, the first thing they do is want to tell you about their script, and they have a script and this is about me, look at what I'm doing, and me, help me, me. That's what you get. Like all around you, sliding the script under the bathroom stall. Like it's just people. I wrote a play once, and then it was reviewed, and they did this kind of big article about me, and in that article I mentioned I was a reader. Oh, big mistake. The theater got scripts. They got script, like any place they could figure out where I had a connection, scripts were coming. So it's like you get bombarded. So producers are very used to people telling them, oh, I have an idea. Don't do that. So if you have an opportunity, in my opinion, this is all just based on my own experience and the experience of people I know, if you have an opportunity to pitch someone, now if you have a project and maybe you're even, you've got someone attached, meaning you have an actor who said yes, you had a friend that said, sure, I'll do your movie, or you've got something going with it, or you're super passionate about it or something, or they're just saying, or you're in a pitch fest and they know you're a writer. This is a whole nother scenario. If you're coming at it from a writer, they know you're a writer, they want to hear what your projects are. That's their job. They want to know what you have. That's a different scenario. This particular scenario where it's sort of open-ended and the producer is just saying, sure, what you got, and you are not a writer, or maybe if you do have your own project and you're ready and it's ready, the screenplay is ready and it's done and it's ready. So you don't say, oh, yeah. Oh, okay. And then they go, oh, that's a great idea. Can I have the script? Yeah. Don't do that. That shoots yourself in the foot. But or you can even say, it would be better to say a producer, here's my idea, and then stay in touch with them and get it to them when it's ready. That's better than saying, yes, yeah, let's do it. And then when it comes down to it, you can't follow through. That's not good. But in this is not that scenario either. He or she is not necessarily a writer. So I'm not sure if they are or not, actually. So then you've got this golden opportunity, right? It is in many ways a very golden opportunity. This producer, they did say it was a he. This gentleman is being very, wonderful and gregarious and saying, yes, tell me. So in that scenario, what you do is you find out, what does that producer want? What do they want? What might they be looking at? You look at what has been successful for them. If any time that you're pitching to anyone, that you have a meeting to meet anyone, you need to know who they are. Don't say, oh yeah, you're pitching to an actor. You were great in blah, 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 and it wasn't them. Don't be that guy. That's very common too. Do the research. It's so easy nowadays to do research. There's no excuse for not knowing people or what they're doing. So, Peggy, tying them up and forcing them to listen to me on a pitch with a full-on PowerPoint is frowned upon. Well, yeah, a little bit. PowerPoint. It's the PowerPoint, Doug. Yes, Peggy, PowerPoint's not a good idea. Tying them up and all that, maybe. Just don't do a PowerPoint. Anywho, so if they are being open like that, do your research, find out what worked for them. What were the things that were successful for them? Or hand in hand, what are their passions? Are they do they skydive? What are their things that they do what are their hobbies? What are their passions? Do they have children? Are they a parent? Or where do they live? Where did they grow up? If you knew that they grew up in someplace unusual, maybe you could find a story from that. So this person has this golden opportunity to say, hey, Mr. Producer, back to the drawing board. Hey, what is it that you want? What are you looking for? I will find it for you. Then, and rather than it being, here's my script and I'm going to ram it down your throat, it's more about building this relationship. I'm pretty sure that the producer's chin will hit the floor because no one does that. No one says, oh, what would you like? No one says that to a producer. That's like laughable. A producer will, first they'll laugh and be like, are you insane? Because nobody does that. Producers are in high demand because people want to get their stuff done. So if you can come back to a producer and say, what would you like? What are you looking for? Tell me what you want. Pitch me some ideas that you have, and I will make that happen for you. I will find it. If I don't write it myself, I don't know if this person is a writer, I will find it. And then they can come into the Gatekeepers group and call out to writers, and they'll get a million, well, it'll be interesting. It is interesting when you put people to the thing of who has this screenplay? That happens a lot. So it is that would be my answer to that, rather than saying, I would definitely not scramble to put something together because it's a professional. Clearly, if they're that, a studio head, this is snooze time. If you do something like that, it's so, they've seen everything at this point. So other than people wanting to know about them, they don't see that on a regular basis. I guarantee it. So I guarantee that. Now, I don't know the person at all, and I don't know how they would react, but coming at them too. Hi, Elaine. Coming at them too with people respond in general in life, whether you're making movies, whether you're fundraising, they respond so much better to appreciation rather than obligation. If you want people to donate to your cause, you don't make them feel obligated, you make them feel appreciated. That is just a general life lesson. If you want to get things out of life, appreciate people and they will return it tenfold. A producer is such a thankless job. Can you tell me, what does a producer do? People don't really know what they do because they cover like so many things, right? And there's so many producers on a project that it's such a thankless job. So if you turn that thing on its head and say, look, I'm really passionate. I want to be involved in this business. And this person had a long resume in a lot of different areas in the business, but not necessarily had been a filmmaker, but they want to take that leap. This is a golden opportunity. Instead of trying to fit into the mold of what everybody does and pitch a project, to be like, no, you tell me, what can I do? I'm your guy. Like, you tell me what you need and want, and I'm Johnny on the spot, you know? That would be my answer to that. I hope that's helpful. Because I don't, you know, if you just, anytime that you in this group, in the Facebook group or on the Facebook page, we take things down off the Facebook page, but within the Hollywood Gatekeepers group, which you shared it, right, Doug? If you just go into the search bar, either search or scroll, we have even a post about it, but if you just go into the search bar and if like you type in Pitch Fest, all the times that we talked about Pitch Fest will pop up. So we cover like how to pitch a project in our Pitch Fest topics. This, in my opinion, is not that. This is a different kind of opportunity. But, you know, actors, producers, people that are making films are just constantly pitched, constantly. Readers, you'll find, constantly pitched. So the more that you can not do that and do something different, the better it will be. So that's my kind of long-winded answer. I hope it makes sense. Haven't seen them log in. Could watch, but probably will watch on a replay, I imagine, and I will direct them towards that. I did answer in a much shorter, less long-winded way, you know, via email, but hopefully this will help. Spending too much time with kids, but the concept translates. It does. Be a helper. No, you know what? Kindergarten rules apply, man. Be a helper. It's totally, and people respond to that. They really do. Sometimes I get accused of this. It can seem condescending. I never mean it that way. When I come into a meeting and go, hey, kids, people go, I'm not a child. I'm like, you're acting like a child. But it is like, you know, we want to be respectful, but I really think that kindergarten rules apply. Anywho, so that's my kind of answer to that. I actually have notes on my computer. I'm so organized today. What my problem is. Yikes. Scary. Oop. If I learn how to click on it. But yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah. So, and okay, yeah, that's all I want to say about that. But other than, basically, if you research someone before you meet with them, you are creatives. More than likely, you'll come up with ideas based on the research that you do. Yay, thank you, Doug. So that's, Doug, do you have anything to add to that, sir? Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, I'll get rid of that. All right, so today you should all have your planner, and because I was so organized, I actually have the link to it right smack here. So I'm going to grab it and throw it in the thing here. Look at me, so high tech. Oh, she says, I'm working with 2 monitors and so high tech. Where'd it go? Did it work? Right, it didn't. I'll make sure to end live video. What? And here you go. No, maybe it won't do it from, maybe I can't do it. Oh, it did. Okay, there it is. Hollywood Gatekeepers, that's me. Just don't research, but you control, but don't stalk. No, but yeah, research. I mean, it's so easy to research people now. There's no reason why you can't research someone. So anytime you're going to pitch anyone, know who they are, know what they did, do research. And so like in this case, he or she didn't have any ideas, or didn't have a project. So it's wide open, right? Like golden opportunity, very exciting. Hope it goes well. Hope that helped. Hope it wasn't too late because it came in over the holidays. So we did our best. We always do our best. Sometimes we're a little slow because us and our big, huge team of 2, we got a lot going on. So sometimes we're a little bit slow, but we're trying. So there's your planner. Yeah, that's the one. Make sure I didn't put the wrong link. So there's your planner. So that's our gift, our holiday New Year's gift. So basically so that we can, start 2019 out the gate. I didn't make any New Year's resolutions. I mean, my New Year's resolution is to make your New Year's resolution work. That's mine. But really, I don't do resolutions. I just pick a word for the year. Last year it was reset. And so anytime, because all of this, we kind of started this a little bit, a little ways into 2017. So last year was really our first year kind of majorly doing it. So it's a huge learning curve. So we just have moments where we'll just be like, we'll reset and start again. And so that ended up being a really great word for my year. And this year, my word is expansion, because everything is expanding. And so that anytime that we hit any obstacles or whatever, no matter what it is, it's going to help with growth and expansion, even if it's a challenge. So see how that goes. So, but what we wanted to do was give you, we always start out really gung-ho, right? And we do the new June here in Gatekeepers, so that halfway through the year we can go, so how you doing on those New Year's resolutions, or whatever your word was, or whatever, kind of reset everybody. Reset, get it? And so we wanted to give you just a little quick handout, if I can find it. We wanted to kind of go through. Yeah, I think I will give it to you. Sometimes this is still, it's always a dilemma whether to give the handout as we do this so you can follow along, or after, but I'll go ahead and give it to you. I want to buy your Mercedes. I don't own a Mercedes. Never mind. Your only resolution is to find the positive in any situation. That's a huge resolution. Don't, not just only, it's the one, because that's a daily chore. It's a good one. That's a good one. I like it. So let me get to where I can see. I need to see the handout too. Maybe if I click on the link, what do I do with it? I have it on here somewhere. So what we did was we just put together using two monitors, and it's supposed to make me more organized, but it's confusing my small brain. And now I can't find my cursor. That's right. Okay, got it. We wanted to give you something that you could use when things get tough. So to kind of help you get going. Yeah, I don't seem to have here. So I'm going to click on my own link. There it is. And then move it. Oh, I'm getting so good at this. I don't say so myself. So there's your handout. Go ahead and look at that. So I don't know if you guys totally have this glimpse. I have bionic eyes. Every once in a while they flash, like you can see that I have bionic eyes. I've had eye surgery, and so that I have different lenses, and they go by every once in a while. So that's what that is, if you ever wonder. So being a self-starter, that's what, being motivated is. So how do you it's very easy to be motivated at the beginning of the year. It's all fresh. I love New Year because of that. But sometimes, how do you get that motivation to then actually move into manifestation? So we wanted to give you something to go with your planner. The planner, I highly recommend that you do the exercises in the planner, because they will take you through very systematic things of really thinking about why. When you know your why, doing things is much, much easier. So we added this handout. So basically, the definition of motivation is the internal process that makes a person move toward a goal. That's all it is. So, but it can get really hard. And I actually have this saying in my signature, because I think it's so great, from Blue's Clues, greatest kids show ever. If you use your mind and take a step at a time, you can do anything that you want to do. It's so true and so great, and such great advice for kids, because, and this kind of takes us into the next thing. When you get stuck, the thing to remember is your why, but that nothing is a mystery. If you just use your mind, take a step at a time, break it down, you can do anything. It's not a mystery. So the exercises in the planner really make you realize why. Because I want to make $1 million. Why? Because I want to buy all these things. Why? Because I want a car. Why? If you just keep, if you be the kid that's like, why, and just keep asking that, it always kind of boils down really to self-worth, is usually where it all kind of boils down to, of feeling like, you want to feel worthy. And so these things help with that, typically, is where that all goes, or taking care of your family or whatever. Pitching a project you don't have. That's so smart. I want to buy your Mercedes. I don't own a Mercedes. Never mind. He's way smarter than me. That's awesome. Um, so when you're getting stuck, going back to that original why will kind of help you, but sometimes that's not enough either. So just being able to remember that it's not a mystery, that if you're stuck and you're feeling like someone has done it before you, most likely, and if they haven't, they've done something similar. And it's such a beautiful world these days that things are so at our fingertips that you can kind of just figure it out. Google people and figure out, how did they do it? How did someone else do it? Drawing on their experience and then drawing on your own previous experience. So if you're stuck with something, there's a book called The Slight Edge. And basically it talks about how often we, like, let's say an athlete or whatever, you want to get to a certain goal. And so you figure out the ways to get to that goal and you get really motivated and you stick to those goals and you make that goal. And then you're all happy and you make that goal. But what happens when you do that is often you let go of these things. And then you get, it works for a while and then things start to, the wheel that we do starts to get all off balance again. So if you can draw from whatever experience, think of a time in your life where you did accomplish something that you're proud of, or you did something worked out. How were you showing up for that? Like, were you thinking positively about it? And were you like really, moving forward with it? And then what did you do to get there? So drawing on your own personal experiences, drawing on the personal experience of other people that maybe, if it's something that you haven't done, that you can draw on what they're doing. These are the ways to kind of get yourself unstuck. And then in the moment when you're really feeling all down in the dumps and Peggy's having trouble with her New Year's resolutions to think more positively and she started to do the grumble thing, then the little orange emoji face, then what can you do to pull yourself out? Like, what are the things that you can do? And I didn't put what I did were things that you can listen to, the basically, what suits you, what pulls you out. But you can also do sleep is a great one, just on a daily basis. If it's really going awry, if you can just take a nap, often that will kind of reset you and you can start over. Sleep, meditation, going for a walk, exercising, those are kind of physical things that you can do. But then what are the things that you can kind of put into your world that will help you? And so public speakers, TED Talks are awesome. There's so many good TED Talks. You just put the topic in that you're struggling with. There's just YouTube. You can put that topic in and watch YouTube videos, podcasts, put on music and dance around like an idiot. Those things. Another one, I had a friend when I was going through some really hard times, and she was like, you need to go get some really fun underwear. And so I did. I went and got Supergirl underwear. I know it's way too much information, right? But no, there was something about that made life more fun. Like, it made you, no one even knew, but it made you like brought this thing to life. And so, what can you do? Can you dance, and can you listen to music? Can you sing along? And can you just kind of let go of that? Friends, family, other certain people you could get around that kind of help you. Those are kind of the, it's a little bit obvious, but I think we forget it sometimes. So we thought by putting this with your planner, it could be something to kind of help you along the way. And then, and that is the friend. I didn't know you were here. That's so awesome. Susan was the one that's making me cry. Oh my God. It's totally making me cry, because it really did. It changed my life. She changed my life. She changed my life. Yeah, it's totally making me cry. It's probably making you cry too. I could totally feel it. So yeah, she was like, she said two things. You need to wear fun underwear and you need to dance more. And so I did that, and made a huge, huge, huge difference. And I love Supergirl underwear. It was awesome. And then I actually wrote a monologue about it too, because it made such a big difference in my life. So funny that you're here. Love it. So what is another thing? And another thing we talk about, we've put together, because this is what we do. People go, I'm struggling. And we go, here you go. We give you more information. We've actually put together a little course, a self-starter system that we're going to be launching this week to kind of help people out. And so we talk about journaling and that, and how important that can be. And that another way that you can help yourself is to create your own sort of board of directors. Like, this is not people that you will actually sit down and meet with, but it's something that you can create this group of people, and you can put it in your journal, and you can write out who those people are. And then you can think of those people. I mean, people joke, what so-and-so do, and there's been all kinds of jokes, but seriously, I mean, that kind of thing can really help move you forward. So we put together this list so that you can build your own sort of board of directors. And so I have at the top of my journal, it says who my people are. And every so often, if someone new comes in my life, or I find, podcasts that I like, I put that person on my board of directors, so that then when I'm struggling, I can be, I keep seeing your yes, it cracks me up. it can help motivate me in different ways. So we just did some, you can put whoever you want, but we just did some things to get you started on who they might be, like someone from your past, someone in your present that's really inspiring you, someone you might like to meet, like someone maybe that has passed away. Sometimes when we think about people were in our lives that have passed away, there's a fondness there that can help us sort of release and relax a little bit. So sometimes having that be so not tangible in terms of a physical presence, sometimes that can even like, you know, that can bring in faith, and you can put people of faith in there, or people from whatever you believe can go in there as well. Someone that is a coach maybe, or there's just so many people that you could choose from. And then that way, when you create your plan and you have them in mind, you can look to what they would do. And you can even go so far, and we have it in here, that if you have a question and you're struggling with something, you can Google, you know, if it's one of the people like Oprah Winfrey or whatever, whoever you want to put in your list. But if it's someone like that, you can actually put your topic that you're struggling with and that person's name and get answers from them. You don't have to be having lunch with them, although that would be cool. But someday with Oprah. But you know, it's a way that you can kind of get their take on things. And not only them, but then you might even find new people doing that, because that's how the internet works. So we just wanted to give you a little tool that you can use. I don't know if it's helpful. And then basically, you know, self-starters, they don't wait for the perfect time. They create the perfect time. There is no perfect time. New Year's is a good time to get started, but whatever. So is, you know, April 5th. It's like there's always a good time. Doesn't matter. So that's why I love New Year's. I love the fresh thing of New Year's. It's interesting to me that New Year's Eve, everybody gets drunk and parties. Like, it's a funny one to me. Ooh, Happy New Year. It's weird. But whatever, it makes people happy. Oh, we have new comments. So Nancy, writers who know how to tell a story well are on your board of directors. Oh, I love that. They show perseverance, humility, and humanity. Absolutely. That's awesome, Nancy. I love that, love that, love that. As a matter of fact, we're going to do a $10 gift card from Staples to help you plan, Nancy. Such a good answer. So we like to do this now. This is a new thing we're going to do every great once in a while. I'm just going to toss out some gift cards, $10. Woo! But it's kind of just fun, and it's a way that you can go on, and it was Staples, right, Doug? Because we figured out there was one that you couldn't do gift cards online. But so make sure, I think we have your email, but make sure that you either message us your email. It will be via email, so that you can just get the link and download your gift card and go online and spend $10. Don't spend it all in one place. Oh wait, no, you have to. What is the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the second best time? Right now. Love that one. Then you screw up your first full day of the new year with a hangover, right? It's a funny one. And you know what? Who's writing the screenplay? Or is there one? You guys probably know. Staples, thank you. So Nancy, keep an eye out for your email. Remind us if for some reason you don't hear from us in the next few days. We'll be sending that over to you. Yay. There's the Love Actually, which is Christmas, which we watched as our movie night with screeners. And then there's a Valentine's Day one, but is there a New Year's one? I haven't seen that. That'd be a good one. Who's writing that? Someone needs to write that. Seems like someone's got to be writing that, right? Anywho, those probably already is. But I was looking, because, you know, I posted the When Harry Met Sally New Year's scene. I was looking for some New Year's scenes, and that's what made me think of it. I was kind of surprised that I couldn't find more. Anywho. So that's what we have for this week. So you've got both of those handouts. We love when there's questions. Let us know that there's questions. Next week, I'm not sure, I don't have my topic in front of me, but it's going to be about screenwriting. There's a clue. No, I mean, we're going to do a little bit more. It'll be less about, what I mean by that is it'll be less about planning and, you know, life, and more about the actual tactics of writing. Because we do have right now, we're doing our mastermind with screenwriters. So we're using this group to kind of help that mastermind. So it'll be something to do with what we're doing in there. So we've got, so now, I mean, we're growing so much. We have our screen reader course that people are in and learning how to be readers. And we now have a screenwriter course where it's mastermind, it's not really course, where we're all meeting and writing screenplays together. We've got our coaches and consulting aspect where people can learn how to start their own online business. And now, we will be, in the next couple of days, you'll start seeing some emails and stuff to do the self-starter system, which is just a short little thing just to try to help get you focused, because we find that the biggest obstacles that people talk about of not being able to do the things that they want to do, we have a lot of people hundreds, if not thousands of people that say that they want to take the screen reader course, but they either don't have time or they can't afford it. So it kind of answers those questions, a short little thing. So you'll start to see some stuff about that. And then we are definitely launching the podcast. We have been working on that really hard lately. So that is coming out very soon, of which Miss Susan is going to be a guest, right? I'm volunteering her right now. She'll be fantastic. Because she's the one who had the underwear idea. So she's a force of nature and she'll be wonderful. Yay, Nancy. Is there one called New Year's Eve? Really? I don't know. Maybe we should have watched that on movie night. Okay, guys. So we will be back, same bat channel. Yeah, 5 o'clock. Yes, 5 o'clock next Wednesday, the 9th, I believe that is. Today's the 2nd, right? I could add. So Happy New Year. So happy to have you here. We're looking forward to so many amazing things that we have happening this year, and we're looking forward to having you on our journey. Yes. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.